Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO, and of course, we have a very special guest on the show today. Katyna, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Of course. First off, I'd like to thank you for being on the show. We really appreciate you being here. Can you help me out here, just for the benefit of everyone who's listening and watching? Can you tell us something about yourself, Katyna? Maybe start off, what's your role in the business?
I am team lead of a team located in North Carolina in the U.S. with Keller Williams.
Oh, how long have you been in the real estate business?
20 years.
Wow, 20 years. If you don't mind me asking, before you had your very own Cyberbacker, did you have experience working with someone remotely, or this is the first time?
I've had assistants before, but no one remotely.
Oh, so first time then. Now, how long have you been working with your Cyberbacker?
A year and a half now.
Wow, a year and a half. How's the experience been going so far working with your own Cyberbacker?
It's been great. I don't know how I can go back to not working with a Cyberbacker.
So everything's going great. That's really great to hear. Now, what can you tell me about your Cyberbacker, Julieta? What can you tell me about her?
She is more organized than I am, and she's very disciplined. She doesn't mind coming up with new ideas if there's a better way of doing things. So I really appreciate her.
So very growth-minded and always ready to help then. Am I right?
Exactly, and very positive.
All right. I think that positive mindset is very important, especially in a virtual relationship, just like this one. Yes. Now, since this is your first time working with someone remotely, let me ask you, what makes this type of a virtual relationship work? What makes it a successful partnership?
I think just being open and communication and meeting. We meet at least once a week on Zoom, but we talk through text or by phone just about daily. But communication is key since you are virtual, and we use Google products to keep us working on the same thing, like a list of things that we need to do. And we also keep checklists using software to kind of see what the other one is doing. So communication and having those tools where both of us can work on things at the same time has been very useful to us.
So constant communication and those checklists, of course. Now, you've been with Julieta for a year and a half now, as you mentioned. How much time has she saved you ever since she started working with you and your team?
She has saved me at least 20 hours a week. It keeps me from working on the weekends. So I have regained my weekends because I'm no longer trying to play catch up on the weekends. And she's probably helped me do at least 10 additional transactions a year.
Wow, 10 additional transactions, and you don't have to work the weekends, next to 2 days, and the 20 hours.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you then, what are these things that she does for you and your team? Because a lot of our listeners are also business owners just like yourself, but they don't really know how to take advantage of what a cyberbacker could do.
So when it comes to, she does the closing transaction coordination. So that is taking a client from under contract to closing. So she does all that behind the scenes with scheduling inspections, the attorneys, getting paperwork back and forth to the lenders and to the attorneys, and just being a second person that they can call if they need a piece of paper or some type of information. So she does that. She also helps me with plan my social media using Hootsuite and just anything, updating my presentations, entering listings. So she does the listing coordination too, doing the research for the listings, entering the data in the list into the MLS system. She does my postcards, designs my flyers. So basically she does it all from listing coordination to buyer coordination and social media.
Listing, as what you mentioned, is transaction management as well. So a lot of things, you and I can agree on that, right? A lot of things. Now, what
A
are some?
lot. That's why I said I could never go back to not using her. Yeah.
Now, some things still related to that. What are some of the new things, new tasks that you're thinking about giving her in the future? Because I know you and I can both agree on this. Her role could still grow in the next few months.
Yes. So being virtually, she still picks up on real estate pretty well. So she is starting to, one new thing that she's already started to do that I want her to do more is to work on my SMART plans. SMART plans are tricky. That's how we nurture our clients. And if you don't have a real estate mindset or the education, then it may be a little hard to know what comes next and how we need to nurture this client with information and contact. But she's doing really well. So she just started, and that's our goal for next year, to have a SMART plan for every type of lead and client. So that's the next thing, is actually digging into my database and making it more useful to our business.
So SMART plan, something related to command. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, let me ask you then. My next question is a bit tough. Of course, what have been some of the challenges that you've had working with Cyberbacker?
One of my challenges is I'm not as organized as Julietta is. So keeping the commitment to communicate for that weekly check-in meeting, the daily. So that's been hard for me, because that's why I need a Cyberbacker, because I'm everywhere. My mind is everywhere. I'm physically everywhere. So just taking the time to be disciplined, to say she is so much more useful to me if I do take the time and do those weekly check-ins. We go over our performance tracker spreadsheet that tells us where we are compared to our goals. We go through our timelines with each client to see where they are, what important dates are coming up, due diligence, closing dates, inspection dates. So it does make her more useful, make our business better when we do actually meet. So that's been the hardest part, though, is taking the time to meet and make sure she knows what she has to do and she understands it.
Of course, I think that also could be solved through time as well, especially when you're just getting used to working with each other. Am I right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Because if you don't take the time to actually think about what needs to happen I need to plan my day. If I don't plan my day, that means her day is not planned. And therefore, she can't do useful things for me. She's twiddling her thumbs, and that's not what I need. And it's not the best for my business. And I don't think she gets a kick out of it either. So the hardest part is me just being disciplined enough to plan my days and my weeks so she can actually help me better.
Of course, of course. Now, one last question for you. What advice would you be able to give other business owners who are listening and watching right now when they're hiring a Cyberbacker?
I would say just give it a try and make sure you get what you put into it. So you do have to do the work so they can help you. They don't read minds. No one's going to be able to read your mind and just know it automatically what you need. It took you a while to figure out what you need. So they definitely need the guidance, but I think they have the work ethic and the smarts to do the work if you are just organized and you put the work into it to make sure they have the timelines, the checklist, and a system for knowing what they need to do.
It's like a business investment as well. You have to put your time and effort into it as well for it to be successful. Don't you agree?
Exactly. So it does take time. You have to set aside the time, just like you have to set aside the time to call block, or you have to block time to actually plan.
Of course. Now, I know that Julietta is listening to us right now. Would you want to give her a quick shout out on the show?
Oh, hi, Julietta, and you are amazing. And thank you so much for always being patient with me. Even when I'm late for a Zoom call, she texts me like, hey, I'm online. She's my constant, she's a reminder. She doesn't mind. She never has an attitude. She's always positive. She makes me a better professional because she leaves a good example in how to handle stressful job the right way. So thank you for that.
We are very excited to see, of course, where this partnership between you and your Cyberbacker, Julietta, would be in the next few months and the years to come. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.